The act of driving a car is magical, mysterious, on rare occasions highly pleasurable, more often than not usually exhausting and annoying. I've always loved those car commercials on TV that show a sleek sedan or sports car weaving along the Pacific California coast highway with not another auto in sight and only the great Pacific Ocean and soaring eagles for companions. You know, the one where they go over the old stone bridge that has the very, very high arches. I look at this thing and I think, what did they do? Film this at 5 in the morning? I mean, there's nobody there. I hoot like a madman when I see it. As Billy Joel once famously declared, sure, I make $1 million for a concert in a night, and then after the gig, I'm just another schmuck stuck in traffic, in midtown traffic in my SUV. These moments on the open road are so few and rare, and decades in between, that I can still recall most of them. Crossing the Rockies in the 60s, smoothing along the Sunshine Coast later in the later 60s, driving through the hills between the hill towns of Perugia and Orvieto in the Italian province of Umbria just a few years ago. And on one of my many early trips between Winnipeg and Vancouver, I remember being hypnotized by this giant orange blob sitting at the end of the horizon. It was the sun going down over the open prairie, where usually all you see on the horizon is the horizon. All of this, of course, is in stark contrast to backing out of the underground garage in the morning and within minutes being assaulted by communal stupidity, selfishness on all sides. I've become such a monster behind the wheel of the car in daily traffic that I had to create a new template for getting through the experience. I talked about this in yesterday's Pickle, where I've now dubbed my car my bubble of peace, my bop, and I try to have the same peace and serenity. I think of Costanza's father, serenity now! The same peace and serenity in my car as I do in my home. Some mornings, as I'm idling in one of the many lanes waiting to merge into the causeway running through Stanley Park, over the Lions Gate Bridge and into West Vancouver, I tell myself that my Lamborghini is humming us through the Tuscan hills, and I'm only moments away from the perfect traditional cappuccino. Driving a car, it's all power and frustration.